はよう。今は、1時半です。It's a little late. 今日は、うちで1時に日本語を勉強します。今は、コーヒーを飲みます。食べます。That's what I got for y'all. That's my morning Japanese. We stayed up pretty late last night. We probably stayed up till about 2 a.m. We started another anime called Call of the Night. And damn, it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It was 24 episodes in all. I started at like 5 p.m. and busted through every single one last night. If you're looking for a chill anime that's just about, enjoying the nighttime, having fun, just like being out on the streets with no one around and just like enjoying with the quietness and peacefulness, it's pretty good. I mean, there's a vampire component too, but damn, that anime was good. So we're gonna have to start a new one today. We got up a little bit late because I am still sick, if you can't tell from my voice. So we're still recovering. Right now we're getting some coffee going. And that's what I said earlier, kahi o nomimasu, which means I'm gonna drink coffee. We're about to make some food. The Texas Tech football game's on, so we're about to throw that on. And we're going to be studying some Japanese words back and forth while we're watching the game. That's really just going to be covering a lot of the chapter 3 work coming up. It's a big chapter because it's the chapter that I usually stop with my Japanese language, which is funny because, once you learn hiragana and katakana, that takes a month alone, and then you get through about 2 chapters that maybe takes like a month and a half, and that's typically my dropping period of my ADHD going, zoom, I'm out. So if we get past chapter 3 this time, it's farther than we ever got, so we're doing a lot better than the other time. So we're gonna get some coffee in us, we're gonna get some food in our body, we're gonna watch the Texas Tech game, then we're gonna get some study sessions in and get right back into watching some anime. So this is your weekend with Chris when he's sick, alone at the house. Let's get after it. Got our lunch right here. We got some avocados, a half a pack of ground bison, and some rice. Let's take a bite. Gohan wa sugoku oishii desu ne. Daisuki. Kohi o daisuki. Yep, that's pretty much it. We're gonna eat some food, get some coffee, and watch the game and study our new vocab deck. We have just finished up watching the football game. Go Raiders. Alright, y'all, we just finished up watching the football game. Go Raiders. We beat BYU, which is a good way to start the day, and we didn't just win. We won real good. So I'm already pretty excited. I'm about to do about an hour and a half of studying. Ima nanji desu? Ima 4時です. So 4 o'clock. I'm probably gonna study until about 5:30. 5時半です. And then I'm probably just gonna take down a couple of words that I've been trying to memorize for chapter 3, and then watch some anime in the meantime. Something I've been doing to make this a little bit more enjoyable, because I feel like if I just sit down and like have a, just like a study session of going over words over and over again, it's not as enjoyable, and it's like a little bit more mundane. It takes up time that I could be using for grammar or speaking or workbook exercises or kanji. So what I've been doing with my vocab words instead is just taking a picture of the picture I want to learn and just picking 5 to 6 words and just keeping them at the top of my head the whole time. So while I was watching the Texas Tech football game, I had about 8 words I was learning. So it'd be asa gohan, which is breakfast, hiru gohan, which is lunch, and bon gohan, which is dinner. On top of that, you have asa, which is morning, ashita, which is tomorrow, kyo, which is today, mainichi, which is like a description word of like every day I do this, maibon, things like that. And I just kept going through those words over and over again. I also learned some like just description words. So like house or home would be ie, you have to, it's a little bit tough because like ie could be a different word than ie, I guess, which is home, but uchi also means home, which is like my home, and ie is like the house or a home, so maybe someone else's home. So those were the words I learned, and it wasn't necessarily even like a hard study session, but it was just me enjoying watching something that doesn't take up time of just sitting in one place and just having the words at the top of my mind. And that's how I learn a lot of the things that I am right now, or at least for my vocab. Because if I spend so much time on just like my study sessions on only memorizing vocab, I feel that makes it a lot more mundane and I'm not really using it compared to maybe not even knowing the vocab words yet, but looking at examples in the textbook and then using words I have to learn in sentences ahead of time and just practicing pronunciation and conversational sentences and things like those. So that makes it a little bit easier for it to click in my head. I also put them in the Anki deck. So I have a Genki 1 and Genki 2 and a Genki 3 chapter Anki deck that I use. But at the same time, when I pick out 6 to 7 words, I'll throw them in a separate Anki deck, which is just my daily one that I make for the day. And I just constantly custom study it, go through it again. I wake up in the morning, think about the words I was learning again and again. So that way it's just always at the forefront of my mind. So like, for instance, last night, I wasn't really on the page I mentioned before, which is the one that comes after at the end of chapter 2 that goes to like classroom stuff. I wasn't really like memorizing them well because I was just staring at the page. So I went the route of just doing it in Anki, and I could practically remember most of them. So like, for instance, Kokoban, which is blackboard, Denki, which is light, Mada, I believe it's Mada or Mado, or Doma, it's gonna be window, Isu, which is gonna be chair, Jisho, which is gonna be dictionary, Impitsu, pencil, Keji Gomu, which is eraser. I think it's Keshigomu. Let's look real quick. I'm gonna say it's Keshigomu. Yeah, Keshigomu, which is eraser. Isu, which is chair. Like, these were words that like, it just felt mundane to learn, but I just kept drilling it over and over again while I was watching anime, while I was in bed, while I was like just thinking about random things. I just kept drilling in my head. So now I wake up in the morning and I don't really need to see a vocab list or the words to recall it. It was just at the forefront of my head, and I train in the morning to like establish that connection to the memory. I don't know if any of that makes sense, or it logically makes sense, or it works long term, but it's been working good for me now. Some of the other words I had to learn on that page was wakarimasu, do you understand? Wakarimashita, or wakarimasu, which is I understand, and wakarimasen, which is I don't understand. Yukuri ite kudasai. See, pronunciation there, it's a little bit hard one. Yukuri ite kudasai, which is, can you please say it again slowly? Do ichi mo ite kudasai. That one's a hard one too. Let's look at that one. So that one is mo ichido. So it's like a separate word, so it's hard to like pronounce it. Mo ichido ite kudasai. Please say it again. Chotto mate kudasai, please slow down. Kite kudasai, please listen. So just like those words I couldn't recall yesterday, but just by drilling them over and over again, it became easier. Same with the words I learned while I was watching the Texas Tech game. So that's what I'm doing right now. What I'm gonna do, now at least, is I'm gonna go through my workbook chapters. I'm gonna try to use some of the words that I learned today in more grammatical sentences. So I do have already a lot of notes on how to use the grammar for like he and ni and de, words like those, the particles that describe like certain areas in the sentences. So I'm gonna re-go over those so that way I know like the sentence structure on when to use them. And then from there, I'm gonna do my wani-kani for the day, and then I'm gonna do my katakana, which I'm still trying to remember how to write everything, so that's slowly rebuilding back up. And then typically what I do after, this is like kind of like niche, but what I'll do is I'll get on Hello Talk, which is an app where you can like meet people from like other countries. I've been meeting a lot of people from Japan, and I won't really talk to anyone, but they have like voice rooms from Japanese to English, English to Japanese, where they're trying to learn each other's language. And I'll just jump on there and just try to listen in on conversations and try to catch words, because I feel like the language I'm learning, which is a lot more polite language in Genki compared to more casual conversations, I want some like extra work in those areas. So you could pick up words that people use a lot. So like maji, dakara, or there's like 4 words that I picked up. I put it in an Anki Duck as well, but it's like filler words for like, say like you forget something, or it's like a response to a sentence. It's like more casual. I'm trying to add those in as well, so I could use those words combined with the Genki textbook to start forming like more like casual conversations compared to just like, respect conversations. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of my thought process on it. So we're about to get our study session done. It is a Saturday. We've had a great Saturday so far, and this is how I'm spending the rest of it, and then watching some TV. I learned that terebi is television, so I could say terebi o mimasu, or watashi wa terebi o mimasu. I watch television. So, I mean, those are like just some easy ones I've picked up so far, and the pronunciation is horrible, which I need to practice and record myself and then try to like match the pitch of someone else. But that's pretty much my plan. Let's get after it. Okay, so we have just finished up our kanji, our katakana for the day, and then a little bit of practice on chapter 3 words while applying chapter 2 words, and like some speaking and like some listening comprehension. What we're going to do now is we're going to do some studying on the particles of chapter 3, which is going to be ni, and de. I'm probably not going to do a time lapse of that. I'm going to be watching Toki Andy, which is about an hour-long video, so I can't imagine another time lapse would be fun to look at, but I might record it anyways, and if it looks good on the camera, I'll put it in. But that puts us at about 50 minutes studying so far. I'm going to spend a lot more time on this grammar, because I feel like once you understand the grammar, it's a little bit easier to apply it and like form sentences. So that's going to be what I'm going to be doing now. So I think if I were to say watashi wa benkyou shimasu, I study. I wonder how you would say I'm studying. I could say ima watashi wa benkyou shimasu. Now I'll study. I don't know. You get to see how my brain kind of works through some things. It's just me thinking to myself. But we're about to do our grammar studies now. We got about an hour long of this, and then we're pretty much going to be done for the day. And we got a long drive tomorrow, so I'm going to get all my grammar into an Anki deck and some listening comprehension into an Anki deck for my 3.5 hour drive, so I can listen to that while I'm driving. So yeah, let's see if this other time lapse fits in, but if not, I'll probably see y'all when I start watching some TV. We just finished going through all of Genki chapter 3, particles, verb conjugation, adjectives, negative verbs, polite invitations. My brain's a little fried. To be honest, I'm probably going to spend a while, maybe like a week or 2 on this chapter, even though I'm close to knowing all the vocab. I feel like this is a good time where I could slowly actually start putting sentences together. So I think the goal before I move on is to be able to look at my vocab for chapter 3, 2, and 1 and put together a bunch of sentences very fluently before moving on to the next chapter where I can add on into the future. So we're going to take our time with this. All this information I just wrote down is going to take a while to digest, so I'm going to be going through these notes throughout the week and using them in other sentences with the vocab I'm learning while increasing my kanji and the katakana and doing some pronunciation work. So we got a work set out for us for the next 2 weeks. I think this is we're really going to spend a lot of time at. And I think what these videos are going to be now is we'll have some time lapses, be doing my kanji and my katakana and a little bit more writing practice, but I think it's going to be a lot more of me just looking at the workbook and adding sentences together. So if it looks like I'm just staring at something, that's probably what I'm going to be doing. But we got a solid 2.5, 3 hours of studying in today. So yeah, my brain's fried. I'm going to probably order some food. I'm feeling some Thai food. So Thai food or tabemasu. Thai food, I'm going to eat it. I'm trying to think what other sentences I could use. So if I were to use like tonight, I'll eat Thai food. I could say kanban ni Thai o tabemasu. Something like that. My brain's dead. I can't really put the sentences together right now, and I don't even know the vocab, but I think we made a decent dent into what's expected, and now we just have the week to brush it up. We're checking out for the night. We just got some to-go food. We got some Thai food that I am about to absolutely destroy. I didn't really have anything for any sides to make. Like, I have a bunch of proteins, but like none sides outside of rice. So I ended up ordering food. We're gonna relax the rest of the night, but that is our Saturday for you. It was actually really relaxing, even though we're still sick. Had a pretty good day. So I'll see you guys on the next day.